Growing in containers is a great way to expand your growing area whether you have ground to grow in or not. We're going to harvest the potatoes that we planted in the containers. We've got a variety of different potatoes and a variety of different types of devices that we've planted them in. Not specifically knowing which is what, we planted the potatoes that we had available from Wood Prairie Farms. This here is just a small plastic container that many of us have available. I do remember I had banana Russian fingerling potatoes in here. Put a couple in there, so we're just going to tip it out and see if anything grew in this container. Yes, we have. That's the seed potato there. That's the nutrients that was given to the plant until it got roots established. So that's not important. Some nice Russian banana fingerlings here. Now remember, this is probably a, it doesn't specific. Probably a 1-2 gallon container. So a very small container, not recommended for potatoes at all, but I wanted to see how it would react to growing potatoes. And with one seed potato in here, we have a nice bundle of Russian banana fingerlings. Let's see if I got anything up. There's a little one there. We don't need that, so I can compost. But again, you have a container, you have no ground to grow in. Just a 1 or 2 gallon container can grow you some potatoes. So we'll put that to the side. Well, let's put those right there. I'm going to fill the container back up with soil and we can grow something else in it. All right, set that aside. Now let's look at one of these root trappers or grow bags here. Don't have a clue what type of variety this was. As the potato dies back, this is not something that is wrong with your plant. It's the natural procedure of the plant. Once it dies back, it indicates that it's ready to harvest. So we're just going to tip this out and see if we have anything of value in here. Well, we have a major cluster of worms right there. All right. All right, so here was the seed potato. Has not rotted yet. Not just looking at that, I can't tell you the variety of it. Now, one thing you can see here, and this is one of the reasons when you plant potatoes you might want to let this harden over or callus over, is there's insects inside there. There's some kind of weird worm, some kind of grub in there eating off that potato. There's a roly-poly. So that's one of the reasons why you might want to let these callus over before you plant them, so you can get a harvest and the insects do not eat your potato, seed potato. That's another seed potato. So here's a couple of nice little potatoes here. Let's see what else we have. Now you can put your stalks in the compost pile if you know that you had no diseases such as blight or other diseases that your plant may have picked up. We're okay with that. Seed potato can go in the compost pile. So that was right there, that was from 2 seed potatoes in a container that really was not maintained hardly at all. So not terrible there. We'll put the soil back in this container so we can use it again. There's another one. You always miss 1 or 2. Okay. Well, we can reuse that container there. So again, not a tremendous harvest, but there's a lot of variables that go into a harvest like this. Amount of moisture in a container, the temperature that the container sets at, the type of potato that you are growing in it can greatly affect the yield, the end result of the potatoes that you harvest. Growing in containers is much easier to harvest than if you was in the traditional ground, but it's a personal preference that each gardener makes. So we got a variety of potatoes here that I am pleased with. Obviously, as all gardeners, we'd like to see, 50 pounds come out of each grow bag, but that's not realistic. So we do have potatoes. They are healthy looking potatoes, and that is pleasing to us. So growing in containers is a great way to expand your harvest, whether you have ground to grow in or not.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.